We're not gonna get into the spoilers yet. We're gonna get into them in a little bit for chapter 1044, right?
Yeah,
that's the new one. So let's talk about real quick about chapter 1043 first. What'd you think about the chapter? Rate it.
That's a 9 out of 10.
Not a 10 out of 10.
I think the next chapter is a 10 out of 10.
Okay, agreed. I think it's like a 9 or an 8. Actually, you know what? I think alone, everybody was like, yeah, it's definitely a 9 or a 10. But then now with the spoilers coming out for 1044, we're like, okay, it's dropped because this next chapter is just so good.
It's gonna be so hype.
It's gonna be like a 12 out of 10. So, all right. So obviously, Luffy fighting Kaido. Kaido for the fourth time hits Luffy, knocks him out. Not knockout because he has black eyes, so he killed him.
He died. Luffy died. Well, the sound effects make it seem like he died.
Yeah, because the
heart stopped.
Yeah, the heart stopped. Nobody could feel his presence either. He got clapped. He died pretty much. Kaido kills him for sure, without a doubt. CP0 guy, not clown guy with the mask.
Yeah,
he dies or no?
Dead.
Dead.
In my opinion, he should dead. He cannot. I don't know, because you got to put respect on these Yonkos.
You do.
You gotta put respect on the Yonkos. Kaido, in that scene, it's either Kaido wanted to cause him serious harm or just straight up murk his shit.
I think that's a mistake that we made. I think we didn't put enough respect on the Yonkos because I guess it was true because Luffy survived the whole Cake Island or whatever. Instantly, we were all like, oh, like the Yonkos ain't shit. Clearly not.
No.
They're still OP as fuck.
Yeah, he went with Big Mom, but again, like, it was primarily to get Sanji back. The mission there wasn't to kill Big Mom.
They were just running away the entire time.
Hurt Big Mom. But the mission for Kaido was always from the get-go.
To kill Kaido.
To get rid of Kaido, hurt him, get him out of Wano.
All right, so let's get to the 1044, right? But hold up. Right before this. The drums of liberation, right?
Okay.
This is heart.
Yeah.
Heartbeat.
Yeah.
What else could it be?
The drums of liberation is like I think it says heart starting back up.
Yeah.
The noise is making is different. I don't know what the sound effect is.
Have you ever seen Kenganashira?
Yeah.
Okay, so the fighting thing, right? So the thing is, he does... Actually,
I
never drew these conclusions before, but if you watch Kenganashira, the whole thing is there's people more powerful than him and everything like that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know you're getting
But the way he does Gear 2, where he speeds up his heartbeat and he starts sounding like a motor, like a drum, they say, right? It's like and then he turns red like Luffy does when he goes Gear 2, and then he gets faster, quicker, stronger, and everything like that. Which I never drew those conclusions, but that's fucking genius that this guy thought about that type of stuff as well.
It's Gear 2 without the rubber.
Yeah. So the liberation of the drums, I think it's that how Zunisha heard that. I have no idea, but it's cool.
I mean, that same sound effect was used twice in two different scenes. The end of the Skypiea scene, they were chanting, and they're going around the fire.
Was that what they were playing in the drums?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
And the second one is in Bing Sake. The drums of liberation are used in the Bing Sake.
Yeah, I did see that. When they were talking about that. I do think Bing Sake is very important to the story because obviously he took a lot of details onto how the song was, the lyrics and everything. But I don't think it's the way people think. Like Bing Sake has like, it's like the solution. You know what I mean? Like some people think.
I know what you're talking about. That one guy.
Yeah. Like he thinks like Bing Sake is like 100%. Like the entire story is the entire. Yeah, and it's not. That would be so lame. if this,
I hope it's not.
If the story was.
That's just a giant sake bottle.
It's almost. I want that to be incorporated into it. You know what I mean? As part of the ending, but I don't want that to be like the end all, like the actual One Piece, because it's like. That's like we're going to fairy tale land, like the whole power of friendship type of shit, like the journey was,
it's the friends we made along the way.
That's whack, I don't want that for Gold Piece.
Already denied.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into 1044, chapter Liberation Warrior. We're talking about Luffy here, right? Okay, so then it goes into the whole about people start sensing his presence and everything like that, and the conversations with the Gorosei comes into it, right? So now this is the most important part. Luffy wakes up, right?
Yeah.
He is awakened, right? But he says that I finally feel complete. I feel fully. I think that's a mistranslation because I feel fully isn't an actual fucking thing, but it's a translation where it means like I feel completely full, like I feel complete, like myself. So I guess he finally feels like he has all his power or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And so then he calls it perfection or whatever the hell it is that he says, right? Whatever it is. So he finally feels like he's accomplished it, and he calls it gear 5th, which is fucking crazy.
Because gear 5th is the awakening.
Nobody expected that. Everybody expected that awakening would be its own thing, and then gear 5th would also be its own thing. Yeah, would be like, I guess, end game-ish, where he would use his awakening and his gear 5th
combined,
5th-ish thing combined to make gear 5th or something like that, right? So now, first of all, it's crazy because, I mean, what do you think? What do you think about it? His thing not being the Gomu no Mi, and it's the Hito no Mi motto, Nika.
I mean, a lot of people have been speculating that for a while that it's a Zoan fruit and it's a Hito Mi, like, special model, obviously. But nobody put 2 and 2 together that the Nika character is the devil fruit itself.
Yeah.
And that's where, like, Oda threw the fork.
Yeah.
Put a wrench in it.
Yeah, exactly. Because I feel like everybody thought that it was like an inherited will from somebody, not an inherited will from a devil fruit.
So now this goes back. Did Joy Boy have the fruit as well?
And I would have to say yes.
Yes, we both agree on that. It was yes, he had to have it, or not had to have it.
No, he had to have it.
Yeah, and he left the OG One Piece.
Yes, 100%. I think he is, just because Joy Boy and Nika are so synonymous together that I feel like there's no way he could be that without being Nika. Just like the same way, is Luffy Nika or is he Joy Boy?
He's both. It has to be both. Yeah.
Because Sunisha says, oh, that's Joy Boy. Joy Boy is here 100%. That's confirmed. The chapter came out.
Chapter 10.
Right? And then now in the next chapter, we're going to get confirmed that he is also Nika because of his devil fruit. So they're the same thing, essentially. Now, was Joy Boy Nika, right? And like he made the devil fruit become the name Nika? Or was the Nika devil fruit before Joy Boy?
Okay, this is weird because that's saying devil fruits only started appearing 800 years after that then.
Yes, so that means 800 years ago is when devil fruits really started showing up. Or it could be that devil fruits existed long before.
Long before, and he found a way to put his soul into a fruit.
Yes, the way my headcanon is I feel like devil fruits have always been a thing, right? But maybe an ancient group or people, maybe the Lunarians that used to live in the Red Line before the Gorosei and the Celestial Giants, maybe they were like, let's say, gatekeepers of the fruits, right? Because more than likely, the secret of Mary Joie is what?
Is the
Adam tree or that whatever it is.
Yeah, treasure tree Eve.
Treasure tree.
Oh no, that's treasure tree Adam. It's something Eve.
It has something to do with the secrets of the world and the devil fruits.
Probably.
More than likely, right? So it's like, I feel like maybe it's always existed, but let's say the Lunarians just always took care of it and nobody had them. Fine. And then eventually after 800 years, they started going out there or whatever. Fine. Now, it's weird. It's weird because, and I'm going to bring it up, right? It says, it's actually crazy. The Goroseis are having a conversation, right? And the Gorosei are talking about the awakening of that fruit will give the rubber body even more strength and freedom. I understand it giving you more strength because when you awaken or go a higher gear, obviously you become stronger. But what does it mean by more freedom?
Okay, that's weird. I didn't see this spoiler. I don't know where you got this translation, but all right, I'll go with it.
No, what do you mean? I'm getting this stuff legit from Reddit, my boy.
Oh,
yeah.
I glanced over this.
It's because, look, the awakening of that fruit will give the rubber body even more strength and freedom. It is said it is the most ridiculous power in the world. I just feel like some people are glancing over the freedom part.
I glanced over that entire detail.
Is it freedom, like as in like his movements, like he has more powers?
Okay.
What if that's what it is? Like freedom as in like he could use fire powers or like different types of things like that.
He's Arceus, bro. He's Arceus, yo. He just gotta equip a different plate, yo, and he could just use any type of element. That'd be sick.
Yeah, something like that, bro. I mean, how else would you explain the rubber thing? And then how would you explain the fire thing? Because let me tell you something. Whatever model it is, model Nika, model Sun Wukong or whatever,
It's model Nico.
it's like it doesn't explain why this rubber boy has stretchy powers and why this rubber boy can punch flames.
Yeah, he can use fire. He's immune to electricity.
Yeah.
He's grounded.
He's grounded. But that's
Pretty
what the thing
much.
is. Like, I feel like freedom, like the word freedom is like freedom to what? We're talking about freedom for his power. So he has
More
freedom
strength
to
and
use
freedom.
all of
It's
his
such
powers.
It's a weird way to phrase it.
Right?
Did Luffy embark on being a pirate king because of his own dream and ambition, or because of the fruit's will?
I'm going to be honest with you, bro. We'll never know.
You don't know.
No, we'll never know.
That first chapter is so. When you look back at it, like, you know, a different lens now, because we've been through 1,000 chapters and we learned a lot about the story. The first chapter is really weird.
It's very important because first thing you see is first chapter, right? Luffy wants to be in Shanks' crew. He wants to not be the captain. He wants to be in Shanks' crew. He stabs himself in the eye because he's a little dumb, right? To prove his manliness and that he's not scared, right? Cool.
Skips to the bar.
Yeah, and then, but at that moment, he has no power.
No power.
Okay. Then let's just, we'll get back into
Okay, we'll get back to that.
We'll get back to it. But then he eats the devil fruit, right?
No. Just get.
No. We'll get back to it.
Because we're gonna have to talk about the whole devil fruit.
No, we don't have to.
Okay.
So he eats the devil fruit, right? But then now he no longer, after he eats the devil fruit, he no longer wants to be tied down by Shanks or be in his crew.
Yeah, he wants
Now
to be free
to be captain.
and be the captain. And he said, "I'll get a crew better, as good as yours."
But that's in one day.
That's in one day.
What's changed in one day? Just
The
the devil fruit.
You only ate a fruit.
That's the only thing that's changed.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he's gonna let us know, but I think in our heads we're gonna be like leaning a little bit towards the devil fruit.
This also is like, this also really fucked up. But did Shanks only give up his arm because he ate the Nika fruit?
Oof, I don't know.
Did he place all of his he bet his arm on Luffy?
Yeah,
on the fact that because of his character and personality, or the only fact because he ate the fruit?
yeah.
That's fucking weird to think about.
That's weird to think about because this is
it changes your perspective on the whole first chapter.
100%. Because the thing is, like, you know how, especially you're an advocate for the Shanks might be evil theory, which I think is great, but I'm not sure how I feel about it. But you're a proponent for it, right?
It's a weird theory.
So now hear me out, right? We don't know why Shanks was talking to the Gorosei. And more than likely, the way it's looking, it's definitely not about Blackbeard.
No, because Blackbeard at this point is established. He's a Yonko. He's on the Beehive Island. Like, if they need to know about what he's doing, I'm pretty sure they already do know about it.
Yeah, definitely. And he was a warlord. So it's not like, what's he going to go tell them about Blackbeard? Oh, he's dangerous.
We're talking about Shanks now. Anyway, this ties back to Marineford. What did Shanks tell Kaido?
To stop.
They didn't fight. They definitely did not
fight.
scrap because he pulled up into Marineford on time, and none of them had a scratch on them.
Nope.
So that was a battle of words. He had to have said something to him. And I keep thinking back, well, what is Shanks just telling people, bro? This guy's just telling people at Marineford. He's going to Mary Joa to have a conversation with
he's a talker.
he's a talker, but he's one of the strongest characters in the show. Just hasn't shown a fight.
You know, I've been straying away from saying this for a long time, but I actually don't think Shanks. I mean, I think he's strong. I do think he's strong. I think his willpower is strong.
Yeah,
and I think that's what they show. His hockey is probably the strongest, right? But I think it makes sense that his hockey will be the strongest because I don't think he's strong. Because remember, early One Piece, they said that in order to be a Yonko, you would have to be the same strength as Shanks, red hair. So that means the other Yonkos are minimum strong as him. So he's like the baseline of strength. You know what I mean?
I think that's good. He's not I don't think he was ever physically strong. I'd put Kaido above him or a Big Mom above physical strength.
I think he's the weakest Yonko. But besides
the hockey.
The hockey.
The hockey is what puts him on another level.
Exactly.
He has complete mastery of Conqueror's
so
hockey.
the thing is, he's a manipulator, right? So what I was getting to is like, when you're young, this isn't no advice, right? You know how grooming is like a bad thing that happens with older people and stuff like that, right? So there's different levels of grooming, not in the bad way, like extremely, but like the best way to manipulate somebody and somebody to be on your team is for what? To show them in a way that you care about them, right? So what if he sacrificed that thing? That way, even though Shanks is bad or evil and maybe he's against Luffy, but when Luffy's young and Shanks saves him and sacrifices his life, he just admires him. He'll never think of him as a backstabber. Nobody is gonna, shank him in the back. All right, that was a little OD. But that name, Shanks. Who are you shanking?
I don't know.
Exactly. But it's like the best way to manipulate somebody or have somebody's full dedication to you or love for you or admiration is to care for them. Then backstab them.
That's the part that always gets me weird, like about this Shanks is evil. Like, there's too many people in the fan base that think he's good.
Yeah.
Like he's just a good guy. He's the good guy. Like, that would hurt a lot of the fan base.
That wouldn't, but that would also be like awesome.
I told you so.
That would also be awesome. So, all right, so let's continue, right? So they say that the Gomu Gomu no Mi is actually a Zoan type fruit, not a special paramecia or paramecia the way everybody
or
thought.
even a Gomu Gomu no Mi. It's not even.
It's not even the Gomu Gomu no Mi, and that its real name is the Hito Hito no Mi model Nika. So, all right, so let's continue, right? So Goro says it's the most ridiculous power, right? Then the Goro say that the world government has always tried to get the Gomu Gomu no Mi, right, which is the name that they thought about it, because this proves
they renamed it.
Yeah, they renamed it, and they didn't know they renamed. So this also proves the whole thing of speculation. People thought, like, oh, maybe the Goroseis are immortal. Wrong, they're not. There have been previous 5 elders, okay, but they have not been able to do it in 800 years. So obviously Imu's feeding them information. Fine. So they haven't been able to capture it. And you think, well, yeah, sometimes things elude us, right? Like sometimes things that we want for a long time, they keep, moving away just because of different factors, right? But the interesting thing is that they say it seems as if that Akuma no Mi, which means like devil no Mi, devil fruit pretty much, right? Keeps running away from them. And you would consider that like, oh, well, yeah, I guess things just slip out of their fingers, or like the way, like, okay, they had it in the procession, then Shanks steals it or whatever. So it's like it got away from you. Just fate typical intervenes. Thing. Yeah, fate intervenes, which is an important thing in One Piece, right? But then the weird part is that it says a member of the Gorosei say that he is not crazy, right? Since the Zoan fruits have a mind of their own. Nobody's talking about this. What does that mean?
What do you mean by that?
The Zoan fruits have a mind of their own.
And then this goes back to chapter fucking 1.
This goes back to chapter 1. So let's go back to chapter 1. And I think we're going to take credit for this fully. Because nobody has come up with it yet. And nobody has thought about it yet.
With devil fruits having a mind of their own, the way we both thought of this is, how did Luffy get a hold of the fruit? It's in a chest and it's locked. The chest is locked. So if this goes back to the devil fruit having a mind of its own, it just presented itself to him.
So it's like it has a mind of its own, and that the devil fruit has always been running away from them. What does that mean? Somehow somebody's taking it or somebody's evading it, but it's physically running away.
Right.
Somehow getting away. Not running like gross fucking legs and stuff, but it's getting away somehow, right?
The way I like to think about it, like Berserk, the bailiff.
Yes.
The bailiff.
The Bahelit.
Oh, yeah, Bahelit. It doesn't physically get anywhere. It doesn't pick up and go move, but it presents itself to the person when it's needed the most.
At the required time, at the exact time. And it doesn't matter who holds it. It doesn't matter where it goes, what happens to it. If you could throw it away,
it'll come back.
It'll always come back to the rightful person at the rightful time.
So he had it with him in his chest, locked, all right, under key, obviously.
Because nobody has $5 billion worth of anything opened up in the middle of a bar in the middle town.
Yeah. And somehow, this fucking little kid, 8 years old, Luffy, gets his hands on it, gets a hold of it.
Coincidence? I think not!
And
in the manga.
That
obviously.
chest had a lock on it. I went back to make sure.
Yep, we went back and they had a lock. It's crazy. In the anime they might have changed it, but that's because sometimes in the anime they change the way things look or the angles.
Mm-hmm.
But in the manga, it's who has a $5 billion? You tell me, will you have something worth $5 billion and leave it open? No, you wouldn't.
Nobody would.
Of course, like people are like, oh well,
You wouldn't even leave it on the ship.
yeah, you wouldn't even leave it on the ship because it's like you're not there. You can't keep an eye on it. And you tell me, you gonna steal something from Shanks? No.
No one is.
Nobody is. So Shanks rather keep it close to him, protect it, locked up.
Mm-hmm.
Then all of a sudden, somehow this kid got a hold of it. That's why they couldn't believe it.
Yeah, they were all in shock.
Yeah.
It was complete utter shock. It's not like, like he ate the fruit. All right, cool. No, it's like, how the hell did he get his hands on the fruit? And then Lucky Roo has a drawn picture of it, which is weird.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't draw it then and there. He pulled the picture up, which is also like, does he have a devil fruit encyclopedia? Is it the devil fruit encyclopedia?
It could be. It could be definitely in there. but the other thing is like, they definitely have more knowledge. And one of the interesting things is now, there's a lot of back end stories that we all like. Everybody wants to watch the God Valley fight, those type of things, or the fight between Go Roger and Shiki, or even though it didn't happen. But
that was just a storm.
It was just a storm, right? But there's a lot of those little backstories that everybody wants to see. But now I'm curious. Like, I want to see this. How did Shanks steal that from a ship? What did the ship that they were protecting it look like? It must have been crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no way they would have just had light security on it.
Who gave him the intel for that? Is what I question.
Jesus, I didn't even think about that.
Who?
Yeah.
Who could possibly tell them? The only person I could think of is maybe a celestial dragon. But then that goes back to Shanks. Is he a celestial dragon?
I think, I'm going to tell you right now, straight up, Shanks is a Will of D and a celestial dragon at the same time. And the thing is, that the thing about him being a Will of D was hidden. And then eventually his family member, whoever it is that obviously birthed him, mom or dad, whatever it is, they obviously got kicked out. And so he's half D, half D. Half, a D clan member and half of a celestial dragon. And that's the reason why he could have
meetings with the Gorosei.
An audience with the Gorosei, yeah. Because why else? They're not doing it for Kaido.
And the same reason why he stopped Marineford.
Yeah.
They gave him that. They were like, we came here to stop it. And they said, only because it's you.
Literally.
If he's a celestial dragon, it makes sense. They can't actually fight back against him.
Crazy. It's ridiculous. So then we go through the whole thing about who cares about Hiyori already? Let's just get this over with. Hiyori kills Orochi. I hope so, right?
I hope.
Then Luffy awakens his fruit. He says it's gear 5. Perfect. Then Luffy versus Kaido. And then Luffy tosses him up.
Luffy pulls a Ichigo. On Aizen, bro. Grabs him and says, let's go.
Let's go. You're coming up here. Yeah, that's crazy. And then he does the unbelievable. Kaido goes for a Boro breath, right? Boro breath. I said breast. A Boro breath, and automatically Luffy grabs the ground.
Okay, yeah, that makes complete other sense. Yeah, all right. Now he got the Doflamingo awakening, kind of.
Yeah,
he got can change the
bounce world that everybody was,
the
expecting.
environment now into rubber.
Yeah, or just fire bounces back. How the Boro breath bounce back? I don't know.
Don't ask me.
But it did, which is fire. I think, right? I guess it's only showing these. Maybe I could click through them. Obviously, that's Luffy's face type of thing. This is one other thing I wanted to bring up. Yes, you just noticed?
Yeah.
What is it?
The Conqueror's Haki eyes. That's what I noticed. It's constant.
No.
What?
It's the eyes.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Mihawk eyes.
Oh.
Emu eyes.
Oh, shit.
Is it Nika or is it Luffy? That's the theory.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Because what's his name? The pretty boy from Dressrosa.
Oh, wow. I thought it was the Conqueror's Haki eyes.
He turns those eyes when the other person takes over his body, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the heck the other thing is. You insert the guy there. You know who I'm talking about, though, right?
I'm mad confused. Wait. Dressrosa, go back. Let's see. Who are you talking about? He does what? Oh,
Captain
okay.
of the Beautiful Pirates, Cavendish.
Remember,
he turns into that
yeah.
Akuma. I'm gonna say Akuma.
When he falls asleep.
Yes. And the other person takes his body, he turns into those eyes, and everybody always speculates like, why is it that he has those eyes? And then they're like, oh, but Emu has those same eyes. Because they're weird because they have like 2 circles. And then Mihawk has those eyes too. Why does Mihawk have those eyes? And that's why the whole, Emu and Mihawk kid speculation. I don't think any of that. But that's interesting. The eyes have always 100%. The eyes of Emu, Mihawk, and Cavendish are unique.
Yeah.
And it has to do with some type of thing controlling their body. And now what happens right now is that Luffy gets controlled, or we don't know if he gets controlled, but he dies and then he comes back. He has new powers. He awakens the Nika, right? That could get cut because it's sounding a little weird. And he has those eyes. That's not Luffy's eyes.
Those aren't Luffy's eyes. Damn, wait, these eyes are weird. Because then let's go back. How long has Mihawk been the world's greatest swordsman?
We don't know, bro.
Who
were the other?
He could be hundreds of years old.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's crazy.
That title just never has been taken.
Yeah, it's crazy actually.
But I mean, nah, he can't be that old because he was at Roger's execution, looking kind of young.
He can't be. But we don't know yet.
We don't know how long. Yeah, we don't know how long. I was gonna say he's like immortal.
But there's something definitely
something weird about
these
those eyes.
He got the the Sanji eyebrow now.
Yeah.
Okay. My boy looking like he has little
Sanji
dreads.
eyebrow. He got dreads.
Kind of fire. Now, do you think this brings back into another theory? Because now that we know, this is the Nika fruit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think how do fruits become? Do you think it's like, okay, if Garp dies, right? Let's say Garp dies, and let's say, people come from, or devil fruits come from people, or people transcend their souls into it, right? Let's say he eats the ton fruit, right? Okay? Let's say he eats the random ton is a kilo fruit. They're the same thing, right? He eats it. Now Garp dies. Does that devil fruit now have a little bit of Garp? And then now the person that it's going to eat it, let's say in the future, is now going to be like a fist fighter like Garp is and super strong.
Yeah. Do your will gets carried on? Because we established this with Ace. Your will should, in Sabo's case, became more hot-headed. So it seemed like Ace's will was most definitely there.
Yeah. So then if somebody eats, let's say that Garp fruit, would he be more righteous and more likely to fight with fists?
I don't know. There's a lot of crazy theories you can go about this.
It's crazy, bro.
What if D members are the devil fruits themselves? When Garp dies, he turns into a Garp devil fruit. Or when Dragon dies, he turns into a Dragon devil fruit. I've never even thought about that
in my entire life. I just thought that D was like maybe for
Nika died and he was a devil fruit. He turned into a devil fruit.
He turned into only D clan members can do it.
Devil
wow. And also only D clan members can really fully use the devil fruit. Wow. You're blowing minds, bro.
Said first here.
That's crazy. I never really thought about it like that. And they're the only ones that can, because they're the ones that make the devil fruits. They're the only ones that can eat multiple.
Mm-hmm.
Why can Blackbeard eat it?
Well, I don't know.
Blackbeard eating Blackbeard eating their heads, right?
Yeah,
eating their brains or hearts.
Hearts, one or the other.
That's the secret to it.
That's the way I look at it. Because why show Big Mom's story? Big Mom never ate a devil fruit, but she ate Mother Carmel.
I guess it can't be only a D clan member thing because she is not a D clan. She ate it.
Member.
Yeah,
but she ate Mother Carmel.
She did, and that's how she got her.
And
power.
That's how she got her power.
Yeah.
So now that goes back to, can Big Mom eat another devil fruit? Because she didn't, and she didn't eat it. She didn't eat a devil fruit like
she did.
So to say,
I think she could eat a devil fruit. I think that's the way it works. It's the simplest, best way to make it. Like if you eat physically a devil
piece
fruit
of them, you will die. If you eat a physical devil fruit, you'll die.
I feel like if you eat a physical devil fruit, you cannot have a second one. But if you eat a devil fruit and then you eat like not the devil fruit, but somebody that has the devil fruit, their hearts or their mind or whatever, something,
it's getting dark.
It's like some Attack on Titan thing.
Yeah,
like when you
eat their spine.
Yeah, you eat their spinal fluid and then you get their power.
It could be like that, or it's just a Blackbeard related concept, and it has to revolve around the Yami Yami no Mi and it being able to suck in, even maybe being able to suck in the devil fruit spirit or the devil fruit person.
For a fact, he's gonna get all three types of devil fruits, right?
Well, it's set up like that. On Mythical Zone, Logia. Logia is the Yami Yami no Mi, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And then the Paramecia is Gura Gura no Mi.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So does Luffy need to have his power to be all three, like the way you think?
That's the way I think it.
That make the most sense. Like he has to be able to have a Zoan, which he does apparently, a Paramecia, which is the rubber, and a Logia, which is the fire.
Could be the fire.
That's actually kind of fucking crazy. We just walked right into that one. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah,
the fire.
The fire. So
Red
that
Hot or
goes
Red
back
Rock.
to yeah. Oh shit. Okay.
Rubber, paramecia.
Mm-hmm.
And he's ultimately a mythical Zoan.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
It's kind of crazy.
So he has a mythical Zoan transformation too. Is that the Gear 5th that we're seeing
That's
now?
Gear 5th.
It could be.
That's it.
I don't know. I don't think it has to be.
I think that's what it is.
It has to be, yeah.
Now when
he has physically transformed himself. He's like Super Saiyan.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's gonna have blonde hair.
Yeah.
Especially because he has to resemble like Son Goku and those type of things like that. He has to have blonde hair. And fire, it has to be.
Dude.
His eyes are probably gonna
sick.
be like Mihawk's, maybe like with the yellow rim.
I hope it's yellow. That would look tough.
Yeah, well, I mean, it would just fit his aesthetic type of thing, right? And this is another thing that I just noticed from the image of where Luffy's like covering his thing from Gear 5 and he's like smiling and whatnot, right? And it's like, obviously Luffy's a monkey, right? And obviously what I said, like if he would be an animal, what would he be? Obviously he'd be a monkey, right? And it's like, I just never really thought about it because nobody puts it two and two together, but Luffy wears a scarf around his waist, right? And whenever the scarf is just flying through the wind, it looks like a monkey's tail. Bro, I saw that picture and I was like, and also that opening of where Shanks gives the hat to like Luffy and everything like that, and then Luffy is like the return to Sabaody, and like the whole video, and it's literally Luffy is like just standing there and his little scarf is flying. It looks like a little monkey tail.
I never noticed that.
I never noticed it, but yeah,
small details. The
small details, bro. Small details, exactly. So Luffy has all three devil fruits now.
Mm-hmm. He should.
I mean, if it's a mythical and he's still able to use those powers, 100%. Now, when he's awakened, Nika or himself, the thing, right? When he comes back out of it, is it Luffy?
Should still be Luffy. I mean, it's been Luffy the whole time. He still is Luffy if he's in Gear 5th. If that's Luffy. I don't like the idea of him being reincarnated or being possessed by Nico.
No. I think we dodged those bullets about being reincarnated
into
for
Nico.
100%. Those bullets
Dodged.
like he did when he came back and he did the pacifista bullet.
Yeah.
Dodged.
So it's just still Luffy because it has to be Luffy, and then Luffy has to be the one to defeat Kaido. If you're gonna come in here and swap Nika in now, and Nika's the one that beats Kaido. I guess there's a way you could play it because the original narrator said Kaido won against Luffy again, and now it's not gonna be Luffy beating Kaido, but Nika. It could be,
even though it says Luffy versus Kaido type of thing.
I still like that because I've been following
that
Luffy
would
this whole time.
that would explain why why Luffy has those weird eyes if like Nika takes over his body for a while, fights Kaido, and then beats
Gives it up,
Kaido,
like some Yugimoto shit.
Yeah, kind of like that.
We gotta wait till this chapter comes out to read it.
It's crazy. When does it come out?
A couple days, I think.
It comes out Friday then. That's crazy. I can't wait. No chapter next week.
And yes.
Is there is no break. Wow.
Then we're gonna have another chapter this week.
We're eating good. No wonder he said, "Hold on, we need a 2-week break because next thing's gonna be crazy."
He avoided what I was really hoping that wouldn't happen, and that's he would skip entirely like the Luffy. Like he took the 2-week break and then he would come back and just skip it entirely and build the anticipation even up more.
Yeah, 100%. And just so I could say, just because it came to my head, the Mr. Morge guy from YouTube, you're wrong. The raid's not gonna fail. No way. No way. Gear 5th Luffy Nika
is defeated by Kaido again.
Yeah. So you're wrong, buddy. Eat it. You're talking about the raid's gonna fail for 3 years. I mean, I know it's been a long time.
Luffy's not strong enough. Yeah, no.
Come on, bro. We all knew Luffy wasn't gonna fail. Okay,
we don't have time for that either.
Exactly. But realistically, bro, let's say the raid fails, right? What happens?
Onigashima.
How the fuck do they get out of Onigashima?
Onigashima falls on the capital. They all die pretty much.
They all die. Okay, let's say they all survive, right?
Somehow.
Where do they go? They go to the forest, regroup, and then attack what?
Again? No. Attack the capital.
Flower capital? Yeah.
That's destroyed?
I can't fail. Whatever, bro.
We gotta do or die.
Yeah, do or die. That's what they burned the ship, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's what my ancestors used to do whenever we used to try to take over a country. Just go in there by boat, burn up the ships, and we know we're not coming back.
That shit was such a fucking badass.
That's raw. That's raw, bro. When you talk about like real warriors, that's what real warriors did.
Yeah, and then Yamato giving the speech to Momo.
Yeah,
Momo being a little bitch. I don't like his character though. I like his character, and at the same time, I don't like him because he has aspects that are really cool.
Yeah,
like when he stood up to Kaido and said his name, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, Momo, let's go."
Yeah, me too.
And then there's times like this where he's fully like he gave up 20 years of his life just to get to this moment, and then now he's like, "I think we should surrender." Like,
yeah.
What?
He's still the same. Bitch, pretty much.
Like you just stood up to Kaido as a kid, mind you.
I understand. He's still 8 years old.
Mentality,
but after everything he's been through, you would think he'll be a little not so scared.
Mm-hmm. He's like, I gave up 20 years of my life just so I could have this power to be able to stand one-on-one.
And he gives up instantly.
And he just gives up instantly when the ball gets to his court. Like
I thought Momo was gonna at least borrow breath Kaido a couple times. I
thought I thought that was gonna be the next the start of the chapter. It was gonna be Kaido versus Momo.
Yeah. I thought Luffy was gonna be riding Kaido while they fight and everything like that. You know, like some real Dragon Ball stuff.
Yeah, like
it wasn't anything like that. Momo was like he's in charge of like Kaido, diaper duties over there, just carrying
pushing the island back a little bit.
Yamato. I like Yamato a lot.
I would like the idea of Yamato joining the crew.
Me too.
I think she should be a good addition.
But bro, I feel like there's a reason why he's not putting too many scenes with her. Like, have you noticed when Yamato showed up, everybody expected big things, like fights or like and the fight was cool with Kaido and everything like that. But they expected her to play a bigger role, and he didn't. Purposely, he didn't do that. Even when he did the whole, okay, fine, we're gonna get a big important thing with Yamato having to go down,
like her own like unique fight.
Yeah, where the fire thing was coming and everything like that. And what happens? Boom, Law does the fire thing, the gigantic awakening. He cuts a hole in through it. Big Mom falls down. The fire thing falls down too with all the bombs. Mm-hmm. It's like he took another thing off of Yamato that Yamato was supposed to handle that.
And I mean, she did handle it, but at the end, it's still
she kind of handled it.
Yeah,
but she didn't like her. Like she didn't do it type of thing. So I feel like he's averting our expectations because I feel like he knows, and you're right about that. He definitely watches the community, reads everything. He 100% because he's too involved. You know what I mean? And I think that's the exact same reason why it's like nobody's ever been able to really get the end game theory right, because he's one of those guys. He's youngish.
He'll change it.
He'll change it. I think people are right. The old theories that people have had about the whole Bing Sake or about the Jaya and all of this type of thing. You know, everybody knows, O'Hara's library and O'Hara himself, the regular guy. O'Hara's library is some other guy. He's really good too. Mr. Arthur, yeah. Joy Boy, Mr. Morge. I think you guys are all right.
Aspects of each of the theories 100% right.
Everything's all right. And he literally, because he watches the community, he goes like, wow, I can't believe they got that. Like, cool. I'm going to continue my writing. And that maybe that aspect that you had right, he's going to slightly change it. And I feel like he does that. And that's why it's always like, oh, yeah, like nobody's ever gotten the end right.
He's just one step ahead.
Like I'm sure the actual ending itself,
hasn't been changed.
He has a setup already. Has not been changed. But the way we get there, right, it's definitely something that he switches up here and there. For sure. There's no way in 25 years nobody has gotten a single little bit of anything right.
Again, with all the pieces we have right now, I feel like somebody could make the jump to get there. You feel me? To get it right. Yeah,
we're deep.
We're pretty deep into the story.
Yeah. I think we can. I think now we have a good amount of information where.
Honestly, a couple more chapters, and there's gonna be a lot more theories that are gonna be dropping.
What are we in right now? 10:44. If we get to 1100, 1100, that's a lot. Don't get me wrong. It's like a whole year.
It's a whole year and a half.
That's a whole year, and we probably only have a good, realistically, 4 years left of One Piece. You think way more?
10 years.
You think we have 10 years left?
Because look, on any good year, I'm talking about good years. Like he gets out 50 chapters. I don't know, good year, he gets out 50 chapters. That's 5 weeks of break.
Yeah. But I think 300 chapters is more than enough to finish the story.
You can't, because we gotta get to Elbaf.
You don't gotta get there.
We have to get to Elbaf. We have to. That's been hinted from the beginning of the story.
We can get there
when we meet Shanks,
but we don't
and that gets two things together.
But we don't have to be there for a long time.
We don't. But
we have to be like when the journey to get there is long. Like when you read Berserk and they're traveling on the boat to go to the Elf Island, which is also Elbaf, right? The journey there takes forever. But they weren't supposed to be in that island for long.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be in that island for long. But to show everything, like, be done, that's gonna be at least like I think a year, 50 chapters, or a little bit less than 50 chapters.
You think so? You think Elbaf is that important?
I think
for who?
So, Usopp's backstory and Shanks' backstory.
Usopp's backstory. First
not Usopp's backstory, but Usopp's getting a power up.
Usopp's Thor's hammer.
Usopp is getting goddamn Mjolnir in Elbaf. If he doesn't get get this little tiny fucking hammer on this land of giants, I'm going to riot. I'm going to riot, yo.
But why would it be small?
Because it's just a fucking...
Usopp's already
it's because it's a meme. Just think about it. It's a little funny. Because there's a little ass hammer in this land of giants and none of these giants can pick it up.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually genius because their hands are too big. Yeah. It's hilarious, actually.
It's just funny.
They can't, because they can't grip it with both fingers. They have to, they can't carry it. Wow, that's hilarious, actually. He's the chosen one. But I don't... Yes, we will go to Elbaf, but I think it's gonna be something like we go to Elbaf, we have the Davy back fight
with Shanks.
And
that Davy back fight's not gonna be big. 1 and 2, there's gonna be if there's a Davy back fight, then they don't have a real swordsman on the crew.
Oh yeah.
So Zoro is kind of left out there.
Yeah.
So that's where a lot of people think Mihawk and Zoro are gonna have their one.
Mihawk's gonna show up. Oh, but that's not a Davy back fight between Mihawk and Zoro.
No, that's a fight.
That's to the death.
That's a fight.
Whoever lives is the greatest swordsman. Type of shit.
Yeah, or whoever wins the fight. It dies or doesn't die.
Absolutely not. Mihawk dying.
Mihawk.
Well, I don't know who's gonna win, but I don't think the person will survive.
They shouldn't. After what Mihawk did to Zoro, I don't know. At the same
like,
time,
okay,
maybe because
Mihawk left. Where's
Zoro
the old current? Where's the old world's best swordsman?
He's not
after
here.
Mihawk
not
beat
alive.
Him. Probably dead. You know what I mean? Type of thing. Unless it's the Gorosei guy.
It could be the Gorosei.
You know how people think like he trained a Mihawk or whatever, which I mean, I guess it could be. I guess.
Then that goes back to Mihawk being a celestial dragon.
Yeah, I don't think he is.
What if
they wouldn't be chasing him, bro?
They just let him. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're not.
That doesn't make sense.
He was a warlord.
People always say that Emu's son, celestial dragon, and everything like that. And okay, that might have made sense while he was still a warlord and everything like that. Fine, but when they decided to chase other warlords, and Mihawk said like, "Wow, I'm finally getting a little tingle of excitement." You know what I mean? Like, would you ever chase Emu's son?
Celestial or Emu's son?
No. So he's not. But he is somehow very important to them. What else are we gonna? Damn, something. Oh, the Elbaf thing. People wanted to go to Elbaf because they wanted Shanks to train Luffy.
No, that's not happening.
He doesn't need it.
It's needed at this point.
It's not needed. I think we're endgame Luffy.
We're almost there.
We're almost there.
I think the last power up is gonna be Shanks. And not a power up in general. No, it's just a boost, in strength.
And like he's gonna learn the last
he's
power
gonna
up
master
was this.
Haki.
Yes, the last power up was this for gear 5.
Physical power up.
And then now he's gonna learn by the best Haki guy should be ever how to incorporate fully his Haki into and not have like a time limit and stuff like that into his gear 5.
If Shanks is evil.
If Shanks isn't evil. And then is endgame. I don't think there should be any more. I know people want it to be like the whole islands, like, it has to repeat and follow, first part of paradise. And
no, it doesn't.
It doesn't have to.
Because I know it's always it's always been established that, hey, this is the Yonko's place.
Yeah.
And there's only been 4 Yonkos.
Exactly.
There can't be that many islands. This is paradise. It's controlled by Yonkos. Mm-hmm. And if it is controlled by Yonkos, then it falls into Yonkos controlling more than a couple islands.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you liberate their Yonko territory, then all those islands are free. But are you gonna go see every single island?
Yeah, I just want to give shout outs. We didn't get any any hints or clues or anything like that. This is just our headcanon because we don't really like to like get spoiled and look at other people's opinions, to be honest. But I did see one literally right before I recorded this. I was showing it with us. The name is like 33 Evil. I guess it's like the Weevil or whatever. 33 Evil. 333 Evil. And he's a YouTube channel. He does like theories on like One Piece and whatnot. And that one theory that he literally put out like March 7th, I think it was like a couple weeks ago, about the devil fruit being the Hito no Mi Hanuman. You don't probably definitely more about that than I do. It very close, my boy, brother. Please hit me up because I'm trying to talk to you because you seem interesting. But very, very close. He's so good.
It was going. It was going for like 8 minutes, and then just hit the Hanuman. And I was like, oh wow, he almost hit it.
Yeah, he almost hit it. Almost, literally, which is crazy because this is hindsight type of stuff, right? But the other information that he put about the Joyo Boyo and about his father and about the wind power and maybe about dragon and about Garp and maybe his celestial dragon wife or whatever. He was hitting facts. He was hitting facts, and I'm really curious. Well, we're curious, and we kind of want to see if he wanted to talk or something and explain to us like a little more of this stuff because he put some research down.
Yeah,
and this just goes to show how long this guy took to do the video, right? But it goes to show the genius of Ichiro Oda and how much reading he does for his backstories and to really like understand
characters or listen or have certain story aspects that relate to it, but not rip it off.
Yeah. Exactly. You don't rip it off like the way Attack on Titan rips off Love Alternative. All right, I'm gonna leave it right there. Bye.